Hey guys, I hope we're doing well. Really good to be back out and about, doing a little bit of filming. I've been quite unwell the last couple of weeks, had a staph infection, been laid up, and it's great just to be back feeling like myself again. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about cravings and triggers. And this is something I've had to deal with the last couple of weeks, especially where I had that change in routine all of a sudden, became quite unwell and didn't really have the same routine. I was alone quite a lot, couldn't do the same stuff I do physically every day, and the mind starts to wander. The mind wants to escape those difficult feelings, that loneliness, boredom, anxiety, and that can be quite difficult, hey mate, especially if you've struggled with addiction before. But one thing I have realized is when those cravings come up, it's not really about the cocaine, the alcohol, the porn. It's more about not wanting to sit with those difficult feelings, wanting to escape them for a few hours. But really, that's all cocaine, porn, that type of stuff provides: a few hours of escape followed by days of misery. And I'm pleased I was able to work through those difficult feelings, because it's been quite an easy last 4 to 5 months, not really any cravings, triggers, and then that change of routine I did find quite difficult. So I'm really pleased that I've got through it, and I'm just looking at it as a bit of a test that has been passed. So if you are struggling with cravings and triggers, one of the things I would say is, first, they don't last forever, cravings. They generally seem to peak, and if you can get through that, then you can essentially get through the whole craving and continue forward without going back to those old behaviors. It's really important, if you are struggling with cravings, not to sit around doing nothing. This sounds incredibly simple, but when I look back 18 months, a lot of my relapses were because I didn't really take any action when I had a trigger or a craving. I didn't reach out to anyone. I didn't move. Maybe sat there on my phone on the sofa, not doing a lot, which is a terrible thing to do if you've got any cravings. You need to be able to get out and about, whether it's a walk, the gym, reaching out to someone, support group, whatever that might be. Anything so you can get through that craving and bring yourself back to a better baseline where you're not thinking about whatever it is, whether that's cocaine, porn, alcohol, could be any of those things. Really important to take some kind of action, and that's what I've tried to do the last couple of weeks. I've reached out to a couple of friends back in the UK who I never haven't spoke to for a while, and that helped massively. It really did. So that's one thing I would say: reaching out, doing something different, not sitting around in your own mind with the craving. One of the other things I've noticed, a real positive, now that I'm 18 months clean and sober, is that the brakes on my decision making have become a lot stronger. And what I mean by that is, going back 18 months, if I had a craving, I would just act on it. Pick up the phone, dealer, done. Next 2 days, completely written off. Whereas now I'm able to really think through things, think through the consequences, and the breaks are there. I no longer take that action. I'm a lot less impulsive, and I think that is something that really improves the longer you stay clean and sober. You become a lot less impulsive. Because going back a year and a half ago, 2 years ago, there were so many times I didn't really want to use, but I still sent that text, called that dealer, and then from there, obviously, just total chaos. But over time, decision making gets better and you become less impulsive around cravings. So guys, if you can relate to any of this stuff around cravings, triggers, please leave a comment and let me know how you're getting on your own journey. I would love to hear how you're doing. Getting clean and sober and making real change in your life is incredibly difficult. Massive respect for anyone out there on their own journey. Guys, thank you so much for listening. Hit subscribe if you're interested in addiction recovery and rebuilding your life after. Thank you.